Welcome. In this video, we're looking at the FedEx small box, and I'm going to be assembling it with you here on this video. For the internal dimensions, you have them right here. 10 and 7/8 inches by 1.5 inches by 12 and 3/8 inches. So it can fit a pretty wide book. Like a lot of photography size books or just larger format coffee table books can fit in here. So it is pretty firm. So it does take a little bit of effort to fold it, but then you'll notice the two ends are not the same. So this is the end that has the rip tabs. So it doesn't really matter which end you do first, but I think it's best to do the tab that isn't going to be the one you open. So you just fold that. And by the way, I'm also going to be sharing with you the pricing for how much this costs via one rate, which is a pretty decent estimate for if you're not doing one rate, how much it would cost. They do put on the back here also FedEx Express only 20 pounds or less. So you have your box, and now you just put whatever you want in it. And I'll show you what a piece of paper looks like, so you get a sense of the scale. That's a regular letter size piece of paper. And we can fold this close as well. So that's how big it is. I also have a FedEx envelope here, if you're wondering what the size difference is. It's about the same length, but a little bit wider. And I also have a legal size envelope. And you can see the legal size envelope is longer than the small box. Here's the recyclable version of the legal, which I'll be doing a separate video on those. I also have the two FedEx bags, and they're also larger. So that's how much larger it is. Although this folds over, so they're actually about the same size once you fold this down. They're just about the same size. A little bit longer, a little bit wider. I did always wonder whether this would fit inside here, and should have tried it before I did the video, but might as well just do it now. I don't think it does, but it does, but it's really stretching the plastic. It's not really designed to do that. But the reason why I wanted to do this is because this isn't a waterproof container. And if you could put a bag over it, you could make this waterproof. So yeah, that's not going to work. Might as well, this is the other one, so I don't think this is going to fit in the padded pack either. Yeah, it's just a little bit too big. So let me give you the rates to ship this. Oh, and the one other thing you might be interested in is you'll see on the front this stuff right here where it says to put the sticker shipping label. That actually doesn't fit. That's really for an adhesive shipping label or one that you print out and then tape on. But if you want to use the FedEx adhesive thing, it does go over the edge. So you're really better off doing it like this. This is how I do it. So let me give you the prices. And also check out the link in the description. I've got a free course that teaches you the basics of how to use FedEx and all these different items, special PDF resource, and some other things. And it's something I constantly update because I have clients that need this information. And I was originally it was just part of my coaching and consulting programs, but because of the interest in it, and some of my videos are like some of the top ranked videos on YouTube for FedEx, I figured I'll just give it away to everybody. So this actually, one of the things I like about it is it really does not cost that much more than a regular FedEx envelope. A regular FedEx envelope for Express Saver or 2-day is $9.75, where the large box is only $14.50, and the large pack is $12.25. I never use those, but yeah, I use the small box quite a bit. It's really useful for sending books or small gifts or other, a small 3-ring binder, documents, stuff like that. It's a very convenient size. And the other cool thing is that it fits inside a FedEx drop box. So you don't have to go to a store to drop it off. You can just leave it in a drop box and it fits right in there. So $14.50, that's regardless of how far you're sending it. Even Alaska and Hawaii doesn't change as long as you're Express Saver or 2-day. And then when you get into 2-day AM and faster, the prices change based on if you're local, which is under 150 miles, regional, which is up to 600 miles, and then national. This is all inside the US, which is over 600 miles. So when you're local, the small box is $36.50 for 2-day AM, which means they're going to get it on the second day by 10:30 a.m. So if you ship it Wednesday and you get it there before their 5 p.m. or their 4 p.m. pickup, it'll get to your destination on Friday at 10:30 a.m. The standard overnight, which means if you send it on Wednesday before 5 p.m., it'll get there Thursday before 3 p.m. That's $45.20. Priority overnight, which is 10:30 the next day, so 10:30 on Thursday, that's $51.25. And then FedEx First overnight will get it there by Thursday at 8 or 8:30 a.m. That's $105.25. So you pretty much double the price just to get it there by 8 a.m. instead of 10:30 a.m. And then those prices go up to, for regional, your 2-day AM is $37.25. Your standard overnight is $65.95. Your priority overnight is $89.90. And your first overnight is $143.90. And the way I generally tell people to estimate it is just assume it's 1.5x whatever your local rate is, and then your national is going to be about 2x what your local is. So as long as you remember your local numbers, you can, in your head, kind of have a sense of what it's going to be. So when you're national, so this is like shipping Boston, New York to LA, or even New York to Honolulu, Hawaii. For 2-day and Express Saver, it's still $14.50. So you can ship this thing from New York City to Honolulu for $14.50 2-day, which is a great deal. $61.35 for 2-day AM, $87.10 for standard overnight, $123.50 for priority overnight, and $177.50 for first overnight. So those are your prices for one rate. If you can also get other, non-one rate, and you might be able to save a little money, but from my experience, unless you're doing tons of shipping, it's just a lot more convenient to do one rate, because you don't even have to measure the weight unless you're putting some crazy thing in there. It's not going to be over 20 pounds. It's not going to be over their weight limit, which is 150 pounds for packages. Sorry, 50 pounds, and 10 pounds for envelopes. The 150 pound is you have to use FedEx freight for anything that's over 150 pounds. But these for one rate have to be under 50 pounds for just any type of package, and FedEx and the small box has to be under 20 pounds. But you don't even have to weigh anything, assuming it's under those limits. And I've never had this happen, but my understanding is if it's overweight, they're just going to bill your account. So to ship with FedEx, you have to have an account number. And so they'll just bill your account, and you don't pay for stuff ahead of time anyways. You print a shipping label. You don't pay for it. They tell you how much it's going to cost, but you don't actually pay for it until it gets shipped and gets delivered. So, yeah, you can get these at stores. You can get these online as well. That's part of my course, is showing you how to order supplies. But if you just need a small amount of supplies, you should just get them at the store, because all this stuff online, they're shipping you big quantities, like dozens and sometimes like 50 or 100 of these. So, and if you're not a big enough customer, they'll cancel your order. And I talk about that more in the course. So that's basically it for the small box. Definitely check out the description down below. Check out the rest of, I have a playlist as well with my reviews of all the different FedEx stuff, as well as tours and reviews of USPS and UPS stuff. As of the time of this filming, it's not all there in terms of individual videos, but I have one mega video where I compared all the equivalent options across USPS, FedEx, and UPS. And they all three services have their pros and cons. All three have stuff that the other two can't do. So, but in general, I like to use FedEx, and that's my primary go-to. So, yeah, check out the description down below for a bunch of extra resources. And if you want to get sort of everything in one place, check out my free course down below. And if you have any questions, definitely let me know. If there's a video you want me to do, let me know down in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. One other thing I forgot to mention is you want to tape this together, and you just can't trust the adhesive. So you see the rip tab thing right here, that this thing is what kind of rips it open in a clean way when your client opens it. But basically, take that adhesive off, and be careful with this, pulling this adhesive, this stuff off, because sometimes both sides come off and it doesn't come off cleanly. So you have to be kind of careful and get the actual adhesive exposed. It is quite sticky, but these are known to come off. So what you want to do is, once you have it taped closed, take your tape and go all the way around until it's tape, back touching tape, and the tape has a complete loop all the way around and then taping back on itself so that there's no possible way that this comes open. You didn't have to do that before with the previous version, but there's an issue with this material where it's more, the adhesive doesn't work as well. And this and other stuff, other boxes are known to pop open. And that just wasn't an issue before. But with these new recyclable materials, you have to, if you want to be on the safe side, you have to tape a complete seal around it if you want to be sure it's not going to pop open on its way.